Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli, here at home, out in my office, and I want to reflect back with you guys, really the four most pivotal moments in my career as a bass pro. Man, there's been so many amazing moments from my club days, fishing for top Rod Bassmasters, all the way till today. There's been so many amazing moments, but there's four that stand out. And these are the four most pivotal moments that really determined the direction of my career. The first one is this one right here, and this is an important one. It's a small plaque trophy, but it's an important one. And this is when I won the Federation Nationals in 1999. And that's basically the world championship for amateur anglers. I was very young at the time, trying to carve a spot in the sport, trying to qualify for the tour. And when I won that in 99, it really put me on the map nationally for the first time and gave me my first Bassmaster Classic berth. I went on in that classic to have a really good top 6 finish. Huge moment in my career was that championship and the start of my career and launching me into the Elite Series. The next one came a few years later in 2003. Really probably one of the most difficult periods of my life because I was really going through a lot of personal stuff. At the time, my uncle was diagnosed with cancer, and he was in the middle of battling that. I was also going through a breakup in a relationship that I've had a long time. And my 2003 season wasn't all that good. It was a very mediocre season. And I was really almost at the brink of leaving the sport. Emotionally, financially, physically, I was burnt out. And I qualified for the Classic that year. It was on the Louisiana Delta in 2003. And this one really, I think more than any of them, changed it for me. And that's the Bassmaster Classic win in 2003. They say the Classic and winning the Classic changes your life. And it really does. And when I won that tournament in 2003, it really cemented a spot in the sport for me. And it made me start thinking straight and realize that this is the profession that I was meant to do. This is the sport that I was meant to be in. So that 2003 Bassmaster Classic victory was so important in my career. The next one came about 3 years later. And if there are two titles that you strive to win in your career, one is the Classic, but the other one is Angler of the Year, AOY. And it's the most consistent angler over the course of a season. It's a very, very difficult title to win. And in 2006, I had one of those seasons where everything fell into place. I was making great decisions. Even bad tournaments were decent tournaments. And those extra fish came in the boat, and it was a magical year for me. I can really look back and tell you that I fished better in 2006 than I fished in my entire life. It was that amazing of a season. And this one for sure was another defining moment for me in my career, and it's winning the Angler of the Year in 2006. Beating some of the heroes of the sport, Kevin Van Dam and Steve Kennedy and all these guys that are so consistent, and Aaron Martin and Skeet Reese and Gerald. And man, what an amazing feeling it was to be the best angler in the year of 2006. And this was a big one for me. And I want to end it with you guys with my most recent victory, which really to me has been the exclamation point on my career. And a few years back, we had an event on my home fishery, which is the Tidal Delaware River in Philadelphia. In a million years, I would have never imagined a tournament would come to my home waters. But it did, and there was a tremendous amount of pressure in that event. I know that river so good, but being a hometown favorite, it's a lot of pressure. And a lot of times you can know a place too good. But it was a very magic week, that week in August for me. I made some great decisions. I adjusted to that tidal river, which drops 7 foot twice a day. And I was able to win an Elite Series at home in front of all of my family, all of my friends, 30 or 40,000 people in the tri-state area that came to root me on, chanting, "Ike, Ike." I'd never forget that moment of winning at home. It was even more special because I learned how to fish as a kid on the Delaware River, on the banks of the Schuylkill River. And to be able to go there 30 years later and win an Elite Series, that was really special. And this was number 4 for me. This is the exclamation point on my career. And I won that not just for me, but for my family, my friends, my uncle, my grandfather that taught me how to fish on the Delaware River. That win was for those guys. I tell you, I'm getting older. I'm a veteran of the sport now, and I've had some big moments in my career. But I'm here to tell you, I've got some years ahead of me. I'm not ready to retire yet, so look out. Although there's 4 here, I'm going to be trying to add 5 or 6 to this list. I hope you enjoyed that little summary. I'll see you later. Have a good night.